Hellraiser is a 1987 horror movie written and directed by author Clive Barker. Starts off with this guy, Frank, who buys an ancient puzzle box that releases Cenobites into the world and gives you ultimate pleasure and pain. Who are the Cenobites?
Explorers in the further regions of experience. Demons to some, angels to others.
After that intro, we're introduced to a family moving into this new house. It is the same house that happened in, and it's the brother, the wife, and the daughter of Frank, the man who was torn apart in the beginning of the movie. The wife asked a lot of questions about the brother, but she's actually met him before. And when she did, this happened. While the wife is remembering her time with Frank, the husband cuts his hand, and we learn that Frank is not completely gone. There's still a piece of him alive that can be brought back with the blood and flesh of others. So the wife goes on a 40-minute murder spree in order to be with Frank once again and get some of the good dick. Minutes later, Frank looks like this and is now played by Oliver Smith. He tells the daughter that he's going to kill her father, take his body, and live through him. She obviously doesn't like this too much, so she steals the puzzle box and runs off. She eventually collapses and is sent to this creepy hospital where she's given the puzzle box in order to jog her memory. She plays with it a little bit and opens it, releasing a tunnel into the underworld, I guess, where she meets up with this freaking creature. And eventually, the Cenobites. Cenobites are led by Pinhead, only he was just called lead Cenobite in this movie. Played by Doug Bradley, who is given a choice to either play one of the movers, who is barely in the movie, or put on makeup for hours a day in order to play one of the bad guys. He decided he didn't want to put another actor through that and did the makeup himself. Ended up being a good idea because he ended up becoming a horror icon and did like 8 of these fucking movies. Once she escapes from the creature back into the hospital room, she makes a deal with the Cenobites in order to save her father.
Perhaps we prefer you. I want to hear him confess himself. Then, maybe... But if you cheat us, we'll tear your soul apart.
Making a deal with the Cenobites, she heads back home to warn Dad. But Dad is gone now, and Frank is in his body giving his wife the good dick. After making her deal with the Cenobites, she goes back home to find who she thinks is her father. After investigating the body and talking to the Cenobites again, she realizes that it's actually Frank who has taken her father's body. The direction given to her for this part of the movie was, your uncle has taken your father's body and he wants to sleep with you and murder you. Not in that order. And go. After a struggle that kills his stepmother, destroys most of the house, Frank is trapped in a side room with the Cenobites, who are able to kill him for good this time, tearing his body to pieces.
Jesus wept.
Because it is a horror movie, we need a way for there to be a sequel. So this creepy homeless guy shows up throughout the movie. And after Frank is destroyed and Cenobites are returned to the puzzle box is thrown into a fire, where the homeless guy retrieves it and carries it off, giving us a chance for 8 more of these things. The daughter is only in the second one, and that was only because of contractual obligations. So that is Hellraiser from 1987. I really enjoy this movie. I've seen it dozens of times. It's very easy to find on Netflix, YouTube. There's DVDs everywhere, so you have no excuse. Just go watch it. Practical effects are great and shows what happens if people who can care are behind a movie. By the way, the movie Good Dick, I mentioned a couple times, is actually a artsy chick flick that I do not recommend. But thank you for watching, and I'll try to do better next time.
What's your pleasure,